Hey, Kayla Meyer, your Ottawa Realtor. Well, it's a very hot day. The school year is coming to a close, so most people probably not thinking about next school year, but I know some that are, and those are people that are planning to move this summer, and they want to keep their children in the same school zone. It's such a stressful situation for parents that either have a school they want their future or current children to eventually go to, or to keep their kids in the same school zone when they're looking for their next home. It doesn't necessarily follow boundaries of communities in Ottawa. It's very random boundaries that they follow. So this is a major concern for some people when they're looking for their next home. So speaking of schools, we're actually outside my elementary school, Mutchmor Public School in the Glebe, but a lot has changed since I went here. When I went here, behind me, this was literally a gravel schoolyard where we played, because back then you played on gravel. And that was what you did for fun, and you ended up with a lot of scratched knees. So that has certainly changed. Beautiful little building behind me here. What else has changed is that I actually lived in Alta Vista when I went to this school. So I didn't even live in the Glebe, but I got to go to this school, and that is just not the case anymore. It's really stressful. It's hard to go to a school unless you really live within the boundaries. So that's what today is all about. I'm doing this little introduction here in front of a school, obviously very appropriate, but most of this video is actually going to be me in my office on my computer setting up an area search on MLS on the back end of realtor.ca to show what I can do for my clients if they need to find a home in a very specific boundary. So I'm gonna get out of this heat, go to my office right now, nice air conditioning, and you can join me there.
All right, welcome to my home office. I am so comfortable now, nice and shady and cool and air conditioned. And I have a little assistant down there. She's currently sleeping on the job, but we let that slide here because she is very adorable. All right, but we are going to get going here and get that search set up as we've been talking about. And since we were just at Mutchmor Public School, we're gonna set up a search for Mutchmor Public School. So let me make myself small. All right, so here we are on the search screen, and essentially I'm going to start drawing these boundaries onto this map. Now, as mentioned, boundaries can follow lots of different random streets, not necessarily connected to the neighborhood that you would think the school is in. Now, this one is pretty straightforward, so I'm not gonna lie. This one really follows pretty much the boundaries of the Glebe, and we've got the canal as a really easy point of reference here to draw this line on the map, but I did want this to be somewhat of a simple process so that I can capture it in a video for you and not spend tedious amounts of time drawing on the map. But if that's the case, that's no problem. So wherever you want to search, whatever school boundaries you're looking within, I can draw those on this map. You know, a lot of people, they have kids, they move to the suburbs, so maybe you're looking in Canada, Barrhaven, all those areas will have catchment areas, and we can do the exact same thing that we've just done here. But today we'll just look at Mutchmor Public School and the boundaries for that. So let's see what type of criteria we want to add. So maybe have one child, maybe a couple, I don't know. But for the purpose of this search, let's say you need at least 3 bedrooms. So we're going to add that there. You'd also like at least 2 bathrooms. No one likes to always share a bathroom. And you're going to need at least 1 parking. Now, we are going to look at residential properties. Perhaps for this search, you don't want to consider condos, so we're going to limit that there. And we don't need to see what's already conditionally sold, because that's just sad. What if it was a home you really liked? We don't want to see that, so we'll take that right off of there. Now, I'm not adding a price limit. This is the Glebe, so probably we're going to see some highly priced homes, a lot pricier than when I lived there, that is for sure. But what I can tell you is based on that criteria, we have 11 homes right now that are within the boundaries of Mutchmor Public School and have your bedroom, bathroom, parking requirements. So let's take a scared look at the prices. Yes, they're very high. I can see there's one for 3.79 million, wowzers, and it goes right down to 575. And the bulk of them are somewhere in between. But like I said, this is just an example. This was the school that I went to, so a fun little intro place for me to bring attention to this search, but we can do this for any area. And what it'll look like once I activate this search for you is you will be directed to your very own search page. It looks like this. Now, you don't see the boundaries drawn on the map anymore, but you know they were there. And these are all the homes that meet your current needs, you know? So when new homes are added that meet your criteria, you're gonna get an update email, direct you to your website. It's lovely. It's just very well curated for you. It's the back end of realtor.ca. So essentially anything you see on realtor.ca, you will see here, all the nice information about the home. If there's a video, you'll see it here. If you want to see where on the map exactly this is located, I actually did show this home, so I've been in there. Lovely family home on Clemo, one of the best streets in the Glebe for sure. course, very expensive. But there you have it. So I'll just make myself big. But that's essentially the search function that realtors have access to, so that we can actually go right in there and draw specific boundaries on the map. So if you're looking for a specific school zone and you don't want the stress of seeing homes that pop up outside that zone, then don't worry, I have you covered. And if this is something that you're going to be looking to do, we can even share my screen on Zoom and we can look at it together. I can draw that, basically do what I just did here with you on the other side of the computer. So now I'm going to go back out in the heat and I'll say my goodbyes from there.
Okay, well, I hope that search was helpful for you to see what's possible when you're working with a realtor, obviously, hopefully me, to set up a search for your future home so that you can concentrate on the boundaries that you need to stay within. So if this is something you have planned, then I would love to hear from you, and let's get going. If you have a home to sell and you love the school zone, that's also something to keep in mind, because if you love it, other people are going to love it, and that's a selling feature. So whether you're selling or buying, let's get started. Let's get moving. Give me a call, 613-447-9336.